All right, party people. This your man Griff. All right, make sure you up. Got my microphones on. Whew. I'm doing my house inspections. This house inspection company is Groundworks. Okay, so I'm gonna have to start putting that out when I'm doing my house inspections and all of that for new people that come across my video. Groundwork inspections. I'll put the link in the description. Sign up for them, and you get with them to find out whether or not they're doing something in your area. You do not need any kind of special training. You do not need any kind of conferences to go to in order to work with them. All you got to do is sign up, and they will provide you with the information you need. There's a playlist that I have that shows me doing pictures for them. You will see me in the playlist interior inspections. I used to do those, but I don't do them anymore because now they only want real estate agents to do them. So if you're a real estate agent, you can watch those videos. Shows you exactly how to go about doing it. If you're not a real estate agent, there's a few videos up there that shows you the basics of me just taking pictures of the house. It's simple, easy. You do not need to spend money on anybody's course on how to do house inspections and taking pictures for Groundworks. And all you need is your regular cell phone, no cameras or any of that. And the notifications are first come, first serve, and you get $20 a pop. Okay, and yes, you might have to drive out into the boonies an hour away to do it, and if you don't want to do them, you don't have to do them. All right, cool. So negotiating, just talk a little bit more about that. And I can't recall, I don't feel like listening to the old 29 minutes of me running my mouth from the other day, but when it comes to negotiating, I think there's a misconception also out there. And I know I didn't say this in the video the other day. People think that the companies really want to negotiate. They don't. They're not looking to negotiate. To them, this is not a negotiation. And I want y'all to understand that. Most people will negotiate with you once you've proven to them that you can do the job. If you haven't taken time out to prove to them that you can do the job, what is there to negotiate? So keep that in mind. I'm not saying not to negotiate. What I'm saying is there's a time and a place, and there's a way to go about doing it. And you can't approach this as if it's a W-2, like you're going back and forth, like, you know, let me slide the paper over to you and then you slide it back to me with your number and all that. No. The best way that I found with this business to negotiate is to get out there and do the work. And the more reliable that I am, I've had companies actually like, yeah, we normally been paying you this, but we're going to pay you this. And I've had companies, signing companies, who normally pay $75, they will up the fee to $100 because they normally do a good job, and they're not even asking for scans. That's them, and that's that individual scheduler. So you can have that. So my best negotiating tactic has been going out here and just doing the work and being reliable and dependable. And when that has happened, it opens me up to getting more and more work. Because see, here's the other factor. A lot of people forget. Sometimes it's better to negotiate more work than more pay. Think about that. You're negotiating to get more pay, while others, like me, are negotiating to get more work. I want more work rather than more pay a lot of times, okay? I want higher pay, but if I can consistently get all the work and keep you from getting the work, then I'm going to be making some bank. But a lot of you just want the pay. And then the company's like, we can't afford you at that rate over and over and over again. But if you took $10 less, if you took $20 less, we got X amount of orders that we can slide your way, and you could be making a whole lot more money in the grand scheme of things. So sometimes it's better to negotiate work than trying to negotiate a higher fee. Y'all think about that. And so far that has worked for me. Now, depending on where you live at, that might not work for you. What might work for you is the actual, okay, you get the higher fee. Okay, great. You go for it. Not a problem. But if you're not in a situation where you're getting a whole lot of work, you might want to get the work rather than trying to get the $150, $200. Because if you can still make $5-6 grand, I would rather have that than worrying about this next notification that came in. Oh man, that ain't 200. Never mind. Oh, that ain't 150. Never mind. Oh man, that's 95. Never mind. Oh man, that's $149.99. Never mind. I ain't gonna mess with it. And then you end up not really making money. So think about your negotiating tactics, techniques, skill set, whatever, and figure out what's most important. And live with that. And as always, don't make other people feel bad about the way they decide to do things. And people might say, well, Griff, it sounds like you're trying to make us feel bad. No, I'm not trying to make you feel bad about wanting $150. But one thing that I do know, the average person that's in this business needs more than $150. You need about $3 to $5 grand, maybe more. So how do you go about getting it? And if you can get it at $150 a pop, then go for it. If you can't, then you got to find a way to get it. And what's the best way to get it for you in the area that you live in? That's what you got to determine. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.